Okay, so the first thing we did with character selection was to build out the UI, make sure the UI looks good and works. And we wanted it to be dynamic. So what I did is I used data tables for that. We have a data table for each class, and then we have a data table that holds all the classes. Now, in the code, what I did is when the UI for the character selection starts up, we go ahead and we add all the classes. This right now for us is just four, but it could be as many as you want. And then for each class, what we do is we add a character, or we add all the characters for that class. So you could add a whole new class by just adding it to the data table, and it would populate into the UI automatically. And you can see right here, it looks pretty good. You can cycle through all the classes. It's completely dynamic. You can loop all the way back through around both ways. You can see it looks pretty good. So now we've got four clients here, and this is the first test for the character selection. You can see it doesn't work. There's some issues here, and this issue with the mesh completely disappearing is because most of these characters don't actually have a mesh on them yet. But even for the character that does have a mesh, which is Lieutenant Bellica here, you add her, now we have a problem with the camera spawning behind the player instead of being assigned to the lobby camera that we want to use. So we're going to have to fix that next. So we fixed the issues with the camera, and now we've also added meshes to every single character. So you can select any character you want, and when you select a character, the loading screen will pop up for a bit while it's actually adding the mesh for you on your client side and also setting your view to the lobby camera. You can select any of these characters, and they'll spawn in for everybody. They are also actually controlled actors. They're not just meshes or actors sitting there. So you'll see in a second I can actually move these guys around. Now you can of course change your character at any time, even if you've already selected a character. You can go in and switch what character you're using, and everybody can do this until the host goes ahead and starts the game. So there you see you can move these guys around. You can also log out of the lobby and it will still destroy the actor, which we just did right there. And you also can all select the same character. Right now, we're not preventing you from selecting a character someone else selects. If you all want to play as the same person, whatever. We could add that later, but for right now, everybody can play as the same character. But yeah, this is the character select. Everybody's in T poses right now, so the next step is going to be animating the characters. So now what we've done is we've loaded up a test level, and just for Greystone, I've added his locomotion animation. I've also added the ability to zoom in and out with the camera, so you can see a wider angle of the battlefield, or you can zoom in and be close to him. And this works like the third person character, where when you turn a certain direction with your camera and start moving forward, your character will turn that direction and start going. Right now, we just have the movement forward animation. Of course, you can pan all the way around the character and everything, just like with a third person character. When you jump, your upwards vector actually gets set as speed, so he's trying to run there. So we'll fix that later, but for now, this is good. Okay, so now we have all the clients loaded up again, and we can select, I think, one of three characters that I've added animations to at this point, Greystone, of course, being one of them. And you can see we can run around the lobby. Now, in the full build of the game, we're not going to be able to run around the lobby like this. I only have it enabled right now because I want to be able to test that everything replicates across all the clients, which you can see it did using the host. It replicates to all the clients, and then also the client's movement gets replicated as well. Now you saw there for a second, Bellica's camera spawned behind her, and then it got set to view. So maybe I need to increase that loading time. I don't know. There should be a better way of showing the screen once everything's done instead of just waiting and guessing how long it's going to take. But I have not looked into that too much right now. I'm just using, constant delays. So we might change that in the future. But as you can see, everybody can run around the lobby, and the bear looks pretty cool, I think. But yeah, now we just need to add animations to all the characters, and probably go ahead and lock their inputs on the lobby now so they can't move around, and then we'll send everybody over to the actual arena to fight and play. And that'll be the next video.